What's up, Siren enthusiasts and scale modelers? Welcome to day 4 of Siren Week. We're almost at the end. Today's the second to last day before the live stream. I've been having a blast making these videos, and even though it's hectic, it's still fun nonetheless, and I hope you guys have had fun watching my videos as well. Today I'll be talking about this HO scale STL-10, and we'll jump right into it. So for a bit of context here, I built this model in the summer of 2020. For those of you that don't know, in early 2020, I believe it was February, I built my first HO scale custom siren, or large custom siren if you will, since the first custom siren that I built was the really tiny HO scale Model L back in 2019, but the reason I say this one is large is because it's significantly larger than the Model L. Anyway, that was the first one that I built, and then COVID happened and we got locked in, and I decided to produce 4 HO scale STL-10s for public use. There were 2 variants, the roof-mounted variant and the pole-mounted variant. I made a review back in 2020 of the pole-mounted type, so if you want to go watch that, go for it. But I never really talked about the roof-mounted type, and this one is obviously one of the examples of the roof-mounted types. So I'm going to go a bit off topic here to help explain the different variants. So this is obviously the very first one that I built, and I still have it in decent condition. And you can kind of tell that this one was the prototype, since the mounting legs here are made out of paper and they're not holding up that well, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But here you can see the mounting legs by themselves. They're just secured to the pole, and that's the end of the story. Now here's the red roof-mounted type I was trying to show you. And you can see here that under the mounting legs that are on the pole-mounted variant, there is a triangular truss support structure here, just a triangular truss. And this is actually present on the real STL-10, both the support legs and the triangle truss. And this is what it used to sit on whatever support structure was under it. So I produced 2 of each variant, 2 of the pole-mounted variants that I just showed you, and 2 of these roof-mounted types. You can also tell that this one was more of a production model, since this is styrene plastic instead of paper. If this were paper, it would not be holding up very well. So I'll try and give you a quick 360 of the siren. Here you can kind of see just everything on it. This is really all I have to talk about siren-wise. Horns are made out of paper, reinforced with glue, reinforced with very thick paint. I hand brushed this one instead of airbrushing it. And I actually went a little bit overboard in the logos. Here you can see a Civil Defense logo. Over here you can see a number 3. And for those of you who have played my Roblox games, you probably recognize this siren from somewhere. And then there's this ID badge, or not ID, but information badge right here. This is actually present on the real STL-10. And fun fact, this is actually inaccurate. On the real STL-10, it is more of a rectangular shaped tag, but I accidentally did one of these not circular but oval shaped ones. And on the other side is another CD logo, or Civil Defense logo. The conduit is kind of meh. It's not the best, it's not the worst. You can kind of see it's at an angle as well. The whole thing is at an angle. Instead of going into a junction box, I was too lazy and I just put it going straight into the motor. And it goes down and goes into the building. This building thing right here is actually part of another HO scale building that I have. It's part of a fire station, and this was actually I think this was like the watchtower, the fire tower or something. And I never used it because I just didn't need to put it on the station, so I ended up reusing it for this purpose. I had to modify the bottom here, and I'll explain that later. Up here you can kind of see the wooden support structures, just 3 blocks of wood surrounded by some ballast here. And under there you can actually see the roof is black, and that's originally what I wanted to do, paint this all black, but I decided not to, since I already glued the siren on there by the time I applied this, so I didn't want to risk anything. And going down to the side of the building, here are the controls. Here we have the master control unit with the radio and the manual activation, the motor starter, and the conduit. The conduit goes from the building, presumably the building under it, or the power source, goes up into the master control unit, which I think is inaccurate. It should go up to the motor starter, then into the control unit. That goes from the control unit to the motor starter, then up into this junction box, which goes up to the siren. Pretty self-explanatory. Now for this watchtower, I said that I had to modify it, and the reason is because the roof on the building was supposed to go on was at an angle, so therefore this goes directly onto the roof of the building. So I had to cut up the pieces to get it to fit properly and then sand them down to get rid of the angle. So it was rather interesting. The building that I'm talking about is the Walthers HO scale 2-bay fire station. So on the box art for the box of the fire station, it doesn't show this, but the instructions do include directions on how to assemble this and do that. And you can kind of see down here, I'm not sure what that blue marker came from. I think I used that to mark the spots I needed to sand to. But yeah, that's that. Overall, this was pretty fun to build. In terms of the Siren quality, I won't say anything about that. I'll let you guys form your own opinions about that, because that is my own work and I don't like to praise my own work. So yeah, form your own opinions about quality and stuff. I think I did a decent job on the building support here. It's not exactly that good, but it's not that bad either. And that concludes this video. I know this one was rather short and I really didn't have that much to talk about, so that's why I went a little bit more in depth on the explanation about the conduit and everything, as well as the context behind this siren. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying Siren Week. I know for sure it's a little hectic making the videos, but I am enjoying making these videos for you guys. And tomorrow is the last day before Saturday's live stream, so be there on Saturday for the live stream. Again, it's at noon on Central Daylight Time, so 12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Set your clocks and try and be there. I'm also accepting questions for that live stream, so if you want to drop your questions down below, go for it. Make sure you mark them as part of the live stream questions so I don't end up answering your question early. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for one more video for Siren Week Day 5, and I will see you guys tomorrow.